Right. So just tell us, how did you get on today? How do you feel?
I feel absolutely fantastic. I'm pleasantly surprised by the whole thing. I mean, I've been looking for a hair transplant for a couple of years now, and I've been worried that it's basically a surgery, whereas this is far from a surgery. I literally come in, everything was done under local anaesthetic, and I just relaxed. At one point I actually fell asleep. The other added bonus is I actually believed that the doctor was just really going to put in some subtle grafts, and it wouldn't really be a lot different to what it was, just maybe a little bit thicker, but he's actually completely restored my hairline. So I'm really excited and can't wait to see how it grows and how it comes through. My only regret actually is that I didn't do it sooner.
Okay. Is there anything else I should ask him, Marcus, you being the expert in this business?
No, I think, I was asking you earlier, about how comfortable you've been during the day, and for anyone, what advice would you give anyone who's going to have this procedure?
Okay. I think when you talk about the word hair transplant, it's quite daunting, and most people think, they're going to cut strips out of my head. This procedure, the Cosmetic Medical Group, has actually revolutionised it, because there's no cutting of the scalp. It's just a very, very micro small punch that takes the hairs out, and it heals up within a day. I can take the dressing off within a day, and then it's professionally just placed back in, and it's almost artistic how it's done, because he places it like a natural hairline would be. If you actually look at it, it looks actually very natural. It looks a bit sore at the moment, I know, but it's a procedure, and it didn't feel like a surgery at all. Actually, I literally just laid there and relaxed for the whole day. In fact, a movie was put on for me. I watched a film. I had a bit of breakfast. The whole thing was very pleasant from beginning to end.
And what can you expect of the recovery process, and what's your expectations of how it's going to look in a few months' time?
I've been told that it's quite a complex recovery, because your hair it grows in cycles. So the hairs that have been grafted at the front have actually got to sort of join in with the rest of the cycle. So it could take 3, 6, maybe 9 months, but that doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm actually quite excited at the prospect that each day I'm going to look in a mirror and my hair's going to be coming back rather than disappearing. So the recovery period is not something that phases me whatsoever. In fact, as this grows, I'll probably carry on with the haircut that I used to have, where I brushed it forward a little bit, and then as this rejoins it, I'll be rejoicing.
Would you recommend this treatment to young people who start to lose their hair?
I would recommend this treatment to anybody. The problem with me is I shaved my hair because there was nothing else I could do with it. I used to try and dye the front and do bits and pieces with it, and it just started to look a bit ridiculous, and people started saying to me, well, you really need to just shave your hair off. So I did that, but unfortunately my head is so big that it just didn't suit me. I've got a very large head, and I just had this Phil Collins tuft at the front, and it just made me look but it seemed like 20 years old. It just didn't look right, and I wasn't, because I do a lot of work in front of a camera, you're your own worst critic, and every time I saw myself, I wasn't comfortable. I had to look away. It just didn't look. I just looked old and like there was something wrong with me. It just didn't look right. I wasn't comfortable with it, and it was a case of, I don't think I'll do any more work in front of the camera unless I can do something with it. And I wasn't prepared to go for one of these procedures where you're risking yourself and you end up with big scars at the back of your head. I had to know that I was going to have a revolutionary procedure, and that's exactly what I've got, and I'm over the moon with it.